When you are first starting out, investing in your skills has the biggest ROI. But where do you begin? What are the highest leverage skills that will enable you to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time? In this video, I'm going to cover the 5 most important high-income skills and character traits you need to learn today. First on the list is building a personal brand. A personal brand is about visibility and the values that you outwardly present. It is the subconscious image that drives the words that someone would use when they think about you or talk about you. For example, when I say Michael Jordan, the words that come to your mind might be dominant, competitive, and iconic. If I said Warren Buffett, it might be wise, frugal, and intelligent. Similarly, your personal brand is how you want people to see you. When you are first starting out, a personal brand is powerful because it attracts others with similar values. It can impact the jobs that will come your way and determine the speed of your progression within an organization. In high-performing organizations, at a certain level, everyone is exceptional. Whether it's asking for a pay raise or a promotion, you need to clearly differentiate your value and what you bring to the table. For that, you need to do more than just have a good reputation. You need to have an outstanding personal brand. Your personal brand is even working outside of your organization. Former colleagues and mentors carry the image of your personal brand in their mind wherever they go. In the event that you are looking for a new job, this can put you ahead of the competition. Your personal brand is built with intention. You build it by figuring out what drives you, aligning your values to the organization's goals, identifying your stakeholders, and making yourself visible to them. For example, if you want to be seen as ambitious, high energy, and trustworthy, you might take on difficult projects to showcase your ambition, volunteer on committees outside your regular responsibilities to demonstrate high energy, and deliver on your commitments without any fuss to be seen as trustworthy. What other actions can you perform that will convey these values to the world? Let me know in the comment section. Once you determine these actions, live them daily. Your personal brand will build itself automatically. The second skill is the ability to just go for it. Most of us are in waiting mode. We know that work needs to be done, but we are waiting for something else to happen as a precursor to our action. Maybe you want to start a business, a YouTube channel, a podcast, or whatever, but you don't feel ready. Maybe you're putting off starting a business because your friends and family tell you that most businesses fail within the first year. Maybe you are putting off starting a YouTube channel because you don't have the right camera or audio equipment. But while you're waiting, your competition is out there taking action with whatever resources they have, learning from their mistakes and succeeding while you aren't really making any progress. I'm reminded of the story of the race to the top of the tower in the town. As all the able-bodied men in the town start to climb, a crowd gathered around them and started shouting how this was an impossible task. And sure enough, one by one, the men began collapsing, and at the end of the race, all the climbers had given up except for one. And the crowd wanted to know how this one person succeeded. Turned out he was deaf. The moral of the story is the importance of not being influenced by the negativity or defeatism of others. So how does this all apply to your career? Like building any muscle, you build the ability to just go for it through practice. Practice taking action first and becoming comfortable with the unknown. Take action first because action leads to motivation. Motivation does not lead to action. And become comfortable with the unknown because this is where the majority of learning and growth happens. If you put off taking on projects till you feel 100% ready, you've already lost the race to someone who is comfortable with the unknown and is confident in their ability to learn on the go. They start and then learn rather than learn and then start. The sooner you can adopt the attitude of just going for it, the faster you will be propelled to the front of the line while everyone else is twiddling their thumbs. This naturally leads to the third skill, which is eat the frog. There is a quote by Mark Twain: "If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning." In practice, this means identifying the most important thing on your to-do list, which is usually the task that feels like it's going to be extra hard to finish, and making it your primary focus. The basic idea is that your efforts will have the most impact when you narrow your focus. This can help you stop procrastinating and can also help you feel more accomplished after all the hours you spend on work. Eating your frog first thing in the morning also starts your day on a positive, empowering note. You get the satisfaction of accomplishing something, and hopefully those feel-good endorphins make the rest of your day less bumpy and more happy. If there are multiple important tasks on your to-do list, the fourth skill will help you identify the high-impact items. And that skill is to make your boss's life easier. A few years ago, the company I was working at was burning through cash. There was a vague sense that it could be due to inefficient securitization of assets, but there were no clear KPIs because the data was in Excel spreadsheets. This was frustrating for management given the importance of the process. So I took the task of combing through all the spreadsheets, organizing the data, setting up the macros, setting up the KPIs, and setting up a process which my team could produce on a monthly basis. Management was thrilled that someone took the initiative, and within 2 months, we knew all the problem areas and fixed them. This example is the single greatest hack to getting ahead early in your career. Figure out what your boss hates doing by observing them and asking questions, or at least figure out what is giving your boss heartburn in the business. Maybe there is a department that is difficult to work with. Perhaps it's an important customer who is difficult to manage. Perhaps it's a weekly KPI report that needs to be prepared, reviewed, and sent out to management. Your job is to learn how to do these things and take it off your boss's plate without them asking. Then let your boss know how you're helping out without any ego or bragging. A simple update email at the end of the week to let them know that the situation is under control will be icing on the cake. Do this a few times and you are now instantly an asset to your boss and the company. In a clear and tangible manner, you've demonstrated the ability to put up wins and add value. This is rocket fuel for your career growth. The fifth and final skill is network and persuade. A few months ago, a friend of mine was telling me about their coworker who had been turned down for a promotion. This coworker was competent, did her job well, and had been with the company for 10 years. The feedback from HR was that after 10 years at the company, none of the senior managers with the decision-making capacity knew who she was. This person made the mistake that many of us make at the start of our career. We believe our efforts, our education, and our performance are enough to secure advancement opportunities. We fail to appreciate the importance of effective communication and persuasion. I'm reminded of the philosophical thought experiment. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? From the viewpoint of the company, if only a few people hear about the great work you've done, was the effort actually meaningful? Are there objective KPIs to measure the impact of your effort? This situation could have been avoided if the coworker had been more active within the company, made efforts to connect with people from other teams, and shared the output of her work. With this groundwork established, getting a promotion would have been a no-brainer. So how can you apply this lesson to your career? As a beginning step, set up a recurring monthly meeting with your boss. The agenda for the meeting should be a progress update on your work, the obstacles you had to overcome, and what you would like to aim for next. Be clear about your goal of getting promoted if that is your desire, and be specific about when you would like that to happen. This will give your boss a clear picture of your intentions and help them advise you on the best course of action to make it happen. Adjacent to effective communication is the ability to persuade. The people who move up the ranks quickly are the ones who can rally others around their point of view. From deciding which projects are prioritized to setting goals for the team, your ability to persuade others will bring you visibility and gain the trust of key decision makers. Learning to be persuasive is actually not that difficult. In fact, you do it all the time. For example, you might persuade your kids to go to bed early, or persuade your spouse on your preferred vacation destination. If you prefer to dive deeper into this topic, I would highly recommend Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. The book was written by a former FBI negotiator and provides practical tips on how to negotiate effectively and how to use persuasion to achieve your goals. So these are the 5 skills that will set you apart and set you on the path to a high-income career. Let me know if any of these skills resonated with you and what you're doing to improve in these areas. If you got value from this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and helps the channel out a ton. I'll see you in the next one.